Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your February connection session. I am Princess India. Okay, I think I need to take that. I'm Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. But anywho, we're going to jump into you guys' cards and see what's going on between you and a person of interest in the month of February. However, first, I'm going to tell you that as I was preparing to do your reading, which was a whole ordeal. It was literally a whole ordeal for me to sit down to be able to do this. But I was hearing the song, and it was a bop back in the day. I was hearing American Money by Bourne, I believe is his name. And I kept hearing so take me to your paradise and your eyes green like American money. Like I kept hearing that over and over again. So check out the lyrics and see if that resonates with you. I don't know if it's going to have any relation to this reading, but if your person has green eyes, or if you do, I feel like it's a thing. But anyway, moving right along. So what we're going to be looking at you guys, your person of interest, the energy between the two of you, and happy Valentine's Day, by the way. And we're also going to dive a little bit deeper into another spread where we're going to be looking at how your person thinks as well as feels about you. I have been fighting myself to not use the tarot of sexual magic, because since things have changed on YouTube, I really don't know how this is going to go, since it's, AI that's scanning our videos and stuff. So if a card's a little too explicit, I'm not going to show it, but I'm going to do my best to use my fingers to cover, boobs and things. But anyway, moving right along, hopping into your reading, the card representing Pisces for February, we have the Five of Pentacles. Wait, okay. There's no nakedness on this. Okay, camera, we're here for it today. We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So what's interesting in this particular deck, the interpretations of these cards are completely different. For some of the cards, but for this one in particular, the Five of Pentacles more or less speaks to like a bittersweet type of love situation between two people. But with this being in the position where it's representing you guys, how I'm more or less seeing this is you guys are coming out of a time of lack, right? And when I say lack, this could be emotional bankruptcy. It could be a lack thereof of self-care in a very literal sense. It could be having, money problems. Okay, I just heard that. That's weird. It's not weird, but that's an interesting message. Some of you guys may have just paid off a student loan or a car loan or something like that, or gotten on top of it and, paying towards your principal instead of just the interest. But it's more or less being in a position in your life at present to where you've gotten your head above water. And I don't necessarily even want to say gotten your head above water, because it feels to me that it's a lot more than that. It's like the energy I'm getting from this is that you guys aren't like maintaining. It's not like, you're like here, and barely making it. I feel maybe you're waist deep in water. I don't know. But when I think of head above water, I look at it as kind of like a struggle where you're like bobbing up and down, and that's not really the energy that I'm feeling. So even if you guys don't see this in your life, at present, that's the energy that you guys are going to be stepping into. And I can actually tell you this, looking at time frames and things that are happening astrologically, we're really going to start to see a lot of major shifts after February is over, and the astrological season ends. And of course, you guys, some of you guys may know this, but the week of the full moon, the 24th, which is fast approaching, 10 days from Valentine's Day. That's going to be an important week as well. So if you guys, my Pisces, if you guys feel like you haven't seen shifts and changes in your life as of yet, know that they are coming. And it's more or less a level of an ending to this as well. It's like kind of the closing of a chapter. And I don't know why, Pisces, to be honest here. Another vibe I'm feeling with this, it's almost like this has something to do with a person. Now, I don't know if it's your person of interest. It's kind of feeling to me that it's not. Um, and I'm not gonna necessarily say this is for everyone, but I'll see in a second if this does have something to do with your person of interest because it feels to me like an ending of a connection. Because okay, this is the context I'll put it in. Um, if you have like an ex partner, right? Like someone that you used to date that you were really, really into, and the cycle that you guys were in of lack, where money was tight, or you were neglecting yourself, whatever the case, it's something about this past person and that energy you were in that are kind of synonymous with each other. So it's almost like your relationship with that person was in alignment with that energy of lack, if that makes sense. And where my guides are kind of bringing me back to this bittersweet thing is it's almost like Pisces has come to a realization now that like this cycle is over in my life, or I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to be broke no more. I don't want to neglect myself anymore, whatever it is for you in particular. But because this person is synonymous with that lifestyle or behavior, whatever that you guys want to leave behind, it's like an understanding that, and I feel it almost like a quiet understanding within yourself where it's like, if I want this new life and I want to move forward, like they can't come with me. You know what I'm saying? Like this person can't be a part of the future that I want for myself. Like I want this particular type of future for myself, but this person can't be a part of it if I elect to go forward with this type of deal. But like I said, that's not necessarily for everyone, but for those of you where, there's an ex person, because I'm kind of feeling like I said this probably in January in your connection session, but if you've been kind of lingering around with a past person, not necessarily fraternizing with them per se, but if they've kind of been on your mind, I feel like that would be a message for those people, right? Now, looking at your person of interest, oh, child, wait, I gotta make sure, I gotta make sure they don't have nakedness, y'all. That's the page. Wait, let me make sure. The page of Pentacles. Oh, not really fan of that. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Let me clarify this, y'all, because the first thing that came to me was Stuck in My Ways. And then I started hearing this song. My son used to listen to it. I forgot the guy's name. Is his name like Flora or something? And it's like Stuck in My Ways again. And I don't know what else it says, but the guy's like saying that over and over again. I want to clarify this just to be sure. Because if this is what it is that is looking like this is, then I'm kind of understanding this whole bittersweet thing. Can I clarify this page of Pentacles in the reverse poor favor? Whoa. We have the sixth chakra in the reverse. That's your third eye chakra. Okay. My camera was being nice. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this would be a person who is unwoke. So that would be it. Okay. All right. Well, I kind of see where this is going. So with your person of interest, with them being stuck in their ways, what this is specifically saying is that your person of interest is stuck in sensory consciousness, right? So they're not awakened, right? So and I mean, it's not to say that this person isn't, religious or has some type of, spiritual belief system. But when it comes to like transcending past just like surface level religion type of thing, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, they could also be a skeptic, whatever the case, atheist, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's like they haven't had that aha of like higher consciousness, like this bigger thing to who we are and why we're here and like all the things, you know what I'm saying? And being connected to the divine, not being in tune with their intuition, their higher self, things of the sort. And that would kind of make sense to me with this message that I was getting with this Five of Pentacles in the reverse, because it would more or less seem as if Pisces, if this is someone that you've tried to give many, many chances to, in hopes that they would change because of you seeing the potential in this person, it's like this quiet acceptance that you would have is more or less, I know I need to move forward because this person isn't like what it is that I want for my life, or the type of partner that I want, or what I want my future to look like. It's like this person just literally cannot be that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're stuck in that, continuous loop of sensory consciousness. You may not be saying it that way, but it's just, I mean, especially if you're watching me, Pisces, if you're watching me, then I mean, you're spiritually conscious. You have to be, otherwise you couldn't tolerate me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's like that difference that you've kind of been seeing, but as it stands for them at present, they're stuck in their ways. Now the energy between the two of you, we have, oh, okay, that's boobs, that's boobies, that's boobies. Okay, let me put my finger over all of this. They got all kinds of things going on in this card. I don't know if my autofocus will work because I'm covering up so much stuff. I mean, does it really matter? Anyway, with the Ten of Swords in the reverse between the two of you, I kind of see this as a dualistic energy. It's letting me know that in the bigger scheme of things, there is a new opportunity for things to kind of switch, but then at the same time, but I feel like that's more on your end, Pisces. But at the same time, I mean, because I guess it's like if we were to look at it like it's a free will kind of thing, it's like you have an opportunity to have clarity in this situation with this person. And in all honesty, I wholeheartedly believe that you guys have it already. Like you're already pretty clear of what's happening here, what's going on. It may be a little difficult to accept that or come to terms with it, but I feel like you're pretty sure that's happening, especially, and I have to say this, if this is a couple that is together, like you're in a relationship with this person, I do feel like cheating, but this would not be something that you wouldn't know already. Like this person would be like a habitual cheater, like they have a history, and you would know this throughout the course of your partnership, not that you assumed it, or had a feeling, but you literally know there's been several times that this person has like stepped out of the connection and dealt with other people, because I kind of feel this, whoever this person is, um to you, whether it's someone you're married to, in a relationship with, whatever the case, the vibe I get is that it's like they're very, I don't even know why my guides are saying this word. My guides are literally saying animalistic, which is weird. Like, meaning in the context of like they have no chill, like they have no dick discipline. They, it's shiny squirrel syndrome in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Where and almost, if I could really say it this way, it would really be like an addictive personality, to be honest with you. It's almost like the thing that drives this person is like their senses, hence them being sensory consciousness. It's like they live life for adrenaline and sensory experiences, and that has a lot to do with like them cheating, because it's like, oh my gosh, there's just like so many vaginas out there, and different ones and shapes and sizes, and you know what I'm saying. And it's like them not having self-control in that regard. So I feel, in a sense, regardless of what the specifics of the situation are, Pisces, I feel that you guys are really clear on this person, even if you're not ready to necessarily accept it. But again, like I said, first thing that came to me when I turned over this card was, stuck in their ways. So at this point, especially with it being the Ten of Swords and the reverse between the two of you, you've seen all it is that you have seen all that there is to see. I don't know what the heck I was trying to say there, but you've seen all that there is to see, and you have enough data to know at this point that changes for this person are kind of unlikely. but you're aware of this. If they're a cheater, you are aware of this. Their behavior hasn't changed, but you have the opportunity, again, like I said, with this bittersweet energy, with this Five of Pentacles in the reverse, to elect to go in another direction. I know this is not the best Valentine's Day message, but you have the opportunity to go into another direction. But as I always tell you guys, I don't tell you what to do. It's like you have free will, so you could elect to move forward and leave this person behind and come out of this Five of Pentacles energy. But you also have the choice to stay if that's what you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I am not here to tell you what you should or should not do. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, we're going to get into how this person thinks and feels about you. I don't know if you care, but we're still going to do it anyway. But so the first card out, wow, we have the, oh wait, boobies. Wait, hold on. Sorry. It's so sad I have to do this, y'all. I don't know how the AI is. I've been going from YouTube for a minute. We have the world card. Whenever I see the world card, I always say the 4 signs that are affiliated with this particular card. If y'all see my eyes going wonky, it's because my contacts are like doing a thing. Like they're drying out in my eyes. So I keep going like, ugh. Anyway, but this is speaking to the fixed signs. So we're talking about Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, as well as Scorpio. If that's relevant to you. The next card that we have is the Six of, wait, boobs. There's a lot of boobs in this. We have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Next card that we have is, oh gosh, okay, wait, boobies, okay. Oh, wait, what's that? The Eight of Swords. This is so funny, y'all. This is so sad I have to do this. We have the Eight of Swords. So how I do this spread, if you're not familiar, you're probably not familiar unless you watched last month, because this is a spread I typically do in my private readings. But we're looking at their fleeting thoughts, their conscious thoughts, of how they're perceiving you. We're looking at their subconscious impressions / projections, which is what's happening inside of them that they're 9 times out of 10 projecting onto you. And lastly, we're looking at their feelings. So right now, our first 3 cards were in their fleeting thoughts. So with this world card coming out first and foremost, this says to me that your person is also aware on some level or another. And these are fleeting thoughts. So things that are kind of jetting in and out of their head when they're doing mindless activities, information they're weighing more or less. Your person on some level or another is aware of this being a completed cycle between the two of you. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, I mean, both of you are aware of this, like I was saying with you guys with this Ten of Swords in the reverse, but it's like your person is even aware, like, we have been through everything we can possibly have gone through. Like, we have seen all that there is to see, we've gone around the world 1,000 times, right? And seeing this in accordance with this Six of Pentacles in the reverse, it's also saying to me that there's a lack of reciprocity in this connection. And again, with this being in their fleeting thoughts, it's something that they're aware of. What is kind of sticking out to me in this world card is, of course, the female figure that's in the card. And it's almost, how I would put this is like your person is almost, well, I'm not even gonna say almost. Your person is literally aware that a level up for Pisces is afoot, if we could say it that way. So in some sense or another, Pisces has kind of pulled their energy back. You've been focusing on yourself. A lot of what I was saying in this Five of Pentacles is you kind of focusing on yourself more, you taking care of yourself, maybe going back to the gym, eating better, going back to school, like whatever the case. It's like you started to shift your energy away from them and focusing that energy you were putting on them onto yourself. And why it is that you did that is because what you were putting into the relationship, you felt like this person was not putting in the same amount of effort as you were. So you stopped putting in so much. This says to me that they're aware of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're consciously aware. They're seeing you start to glow up. They're also aware that you're not putting in as much, but they're also aware that more or less comes from them. So to put this together, your person is kind of thinking like, Are they sick of my shit? Like that's like the thoughts that they would be thinking. It's like when you run across their mind, it's like they're thinking, are they really sick of my shit? Like, are they like tired of me? Like, are they over this type of deal? You know what I'm saying? But with this Eight of Swords, this person doesn't really know what to do about it. It's like it's feeling like they're kind of stuck. So, which is insane, but that's a judgment on my behalf. But it's more or less because they're thinking about this from a mental perspective, or assessing the situation, if you will, from a very mental perspective and not from a heart space. Because what I would kind of gather from your person of interest, especially what it is that I'm seeing in their energy initially, they are very 3D. So they're not really tapped into the heart space. So, if the problem here is like a spiritual problem, which I wouldn't say so much because this isn't a soul session, it's a connection session. To me, this would be more of an emotional issue, to where this person has issues with vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? They may have little abandonment issues and things of the sort, which is why they like kind of shallow, superficial, titillating, stimulating type of connections and fraternizing and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So for them, when it's trying to think of a solution to the issue, they can't really go into the emotional space and be like, oh, wow, like I'm emotionally unavailable. And the reason why Pisces is unhappy is because I'm emotionally unavailable. So I should probably open up emotionally and, be a little bit more intimate. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, they're kind of going in circles of like, yeah, I really know I really wasn't given. And now they're not giving to me. And it's like, I put them through a lot, but like, I don't know what to do with that though. Like that's kind of the vibe. Now their conscious thoughts towards you. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Okay, let me make sure. We have the Emperor in the reverse. Okay, there's a peen and a naked lady. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay. We have the Emperor in the reverse. That's Aries energy. Every time I see this card, I always look at it. Never see the Emperor like this in any other deck, but it's kind of like a stalkerific kind of energy for me. So what I can tell you consciously, and that makes sense to me, of how their fleeting thoughts are looking like this, you're on this person's mind a lot. I would say they spend a great deal of time thinking about you. But at the same time, it's more or less going back to this Eight of Swords here. It's them feeling, well, I don't want to say feeling, but it's feeling. It's them more or less feeling disempowered in a sense, like in the connection with you. It's like them feeling stuck and trapped, of like not really knowing what to do from here. And I really would assume that the reason for that is because your behavior is kind of shifted, if we could say it that way. Because like I said, with this World card, I really feel with this that like you guys have been around the mulberry bush 1,000 times, and it's like the cycle just keeps repeating itself. So when I say it's like you guys have seen all that you can possibly see, I don't want to so much put it in the context, because the thing I got a flash of just now, and I don't want to infer that on your situation, because that's not really how this reading is going, but I'll use it as an example. In therapy, there's something we have that's called the cycle of abuse. And in the cycle of abuse, like, it starts with the honeymoon phase. Like, well, if we were to start back, it really starts with like a breakup, like a big blowout in a couple. And then there's like a separation, and then the person comes back, and then you go through the honeymoon phase, and then there's like a little bit of tension, then things calm down, and then there's like tension again, and things calm down, and then it goes to this big huge blow up, right? And there's again the separation phase, then the person comes back, and you go to the honeymoon phase. So it's like it's always going to follow that same cycle. That's the impression I just got, again, looking back at this World card. But that's what I mean, where you guys have seen all that it is you can possibly see, because up to this point, it hasn't been anything other than what you have seen. So hypothetically, if you were with this person for 5 years, you could look back all the way to, excluding when you first met them. But it's like when things started to go south, and you look at that point from when things went left all the way up until now, and really look at the patterns of the partnership. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I see this a lot, like with people who were in twin flame connections, like they would break up in the same month every year. It's the same holidays every year that they wouldn't spend together because they weren't speaking. You know what I'm saying? That's when something is like a serious true pattern or whatever. But anyway, I say all of that to say, like, with this person, they feel disempowered in a sense because it's almost like them thinking about how to get back in your good graces, how to get back in your space. And I would say this in the context, both of you guys are in separation, or if you're not, because even if you're in a relationship with a person, there still could be like a level of distance where you guys aren't speaking as much, or you stop telling them that you love them, or y'all sleeping in different rooms, whatever the case. But with your person of interest, they're thinking about you heavy on a regular basis, and it's them kind of trying to, and I hate to say plot, but it's them kind of trying to figure out, like, am I really at a loss here, or is there the potential for me to get another opportunity with them? Like, would they give me another chance? Or and I'm not feeling anything in the context of like, can we fix this? It's not really that. It's just like, how can we get back to the way that stuff was? Because the thing I'm really not liking about this Pisces is I feel it's almost like a possessiveness that this person has with you. You know what I'm saying? Where they feel like almost like you belong to them. And that's even if y'all are broken up. It's like them feeling like, and that's gross, like that you're their property type of deal. That's gross. But anyway, but it's them feeling not seeing anything in the context of the emotional realm, which is really where ideally, if this were to work and be a healthy partnership, which I'm sure everybody wants, they're in the wrong headspace. Like they would have to get out of this Eight of Swords type of energy. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, their subconscious impression and projection with their 9 times out of 10 projecting onto you is okay, good. It's not naked. We have the Six of the Cuppies in the reverse. Oh my gosh, come on. I think it's clear enough. But anyway, it's the Six of Cuppies in the reverse. And this says to me, to be honest, your person has issues with their past. And specifically what I feel it is, it's childhood trauma. I really feel it's mommy issues, to be quite honest with you. And I mean, depending on the gender of your person, I mean, it could be daddy issues too. But and then it's a little bit of an element too of them kind of not being, I don't know if it, them not being over something, where this would be relevant. Because I mean, either way, with both groups of people, because I'm about to tell you about the second group, both of them have issues with their childhoods and parental figures. And that's kind of what caused them to get into this space, well, would cause them to shut down emotionally, because it's this thought of not ever wanting, like, this is like a whole lot of stuff. They got issues. I'm trying to find a way to condense this down so it doesn't become a whole lecture. But it's more or less with them as a child feeling so abandoned or neglected by one or both parental figures or something that they witnessed. It's them making it up in their mind of like, that's never going to be me, or I never want to need someone so much, like if they weren't here anymore I wouldn't know like how to function type of deal. And that's kind of how they shut their heart space down. But with a small percentage of them, which would be my group 2 people, it's like one person that broke their heart kind of thing. So it's like this person had issues with their childhood. They took a chance on someone once upon a time, and this person broke their heart. And my guys are telling me that's that's bullshit, pretty much. Okay. All right. So with the second group of people that I was talking about, Pisces, this is a story that you've heard before. So how this person would be positioning it to you is like their ex-wife or their ex-husband. And I really feel this, to be honest with you. I'm gonna stick with a masculine because that's really what it feels to me. with the second group. So this would be a masculine person who was like married before and they're like, divorced, like their first wife or, their baby mama, and you're aware of, their less than stellar childhood. And the way that they position the story to you is like this woman that they were with, they, loved her wholeheartedly. It's like I made it up in my mind as a kid. It's like, oh, I'm never gonna get married, I don't want to do relationships, da 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 da. But with this person, I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. And it's like they screwed over me. So it's like the way that they tell you the story is as if their last partner is like Satan incarnate. You know what I'm saying? They divorced them, took the kids, took all their money, left them destitute, cheated on them with everybody and their mama, and that is the reason why they have the issues that they have, because it's like I opened up my heart before, but this person just completely screwed me over, and that's why I have these issues. So this would literally be like a narrative that they tell you a lot, but the thing that's funny is because as I'm saying that, my guides are just like, you know what I'm saying? And what they're telling me in reference to this, it's like they give that sob story almost like to provoke this pity from you and other people. Because this, I don't know. I really need to start a whole nother channel where I go in depth talking about these things. Cause I literally had this conversation with my whole staff this week and a lot of my clients about in my therapy group about like how women have been conditioned. And there's like this whole super save-a-hoe complex that we'll have as women a lot of times. So it's like if there's a guy who's anti-marriage or anti-love, it's like, oh my gosh, he's never, like, people took advantage of him and I'm gonna love him the way he's never been loved before, right? And I feel that's kind of why it is you guys have stuck around in this for so long, because you're like, oh, poor him. He's just scared to open his heart. His mom, left him. And then his ex-wife, that gold digging batch. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's going on with this person. But I feel like they kind of use that as their crutch that puts people in this vulnerable position to where you want to save them from themselves. And that's kind of why people will linger, like, especially for the person of interest who was like, having little dalliances outside the relationship, like cheating and stuff like that. It's like how they were kind of propositioning that person is probably talking about their ex and then saying the same thing like about you. And this is where this comes in with this being the projection card. So ironically, I'm not really so much seeing this as an, okay, oh my God, I love how they just be correcting me, child. Okay, y'all, all right. So what they're saying with this is, because what I was about to say was for the person of interest who, has cheated a lot, it's like they're telling the women that they cheat with, like the person that they're with is like treating them this way. It's just like, oh, like, yeah, we're together, or yeah, we're married, but we're in two different rooms. She just completely stopped sleeping with me because she's in a relationship with this whole other guy, tells me that I'm gross and da 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 da. So given this whole sob story, and the outside women are like, oh my gosh, poor guy, like he deserves love. I'm gonna show him how to be loved in a way he's never been loved before. You know what I'm saying? So it's that same thing. But the thing that my guides were saying is almost like as a ego protection for this person, they project, and this is really like how we'll just stick with the mother, right? So it's like how their mother is or was, but probably still is 9 times out of 10, unless she went to therapy. But anyway, but how his mother is, we'll say that caused him to elect to become emotionally unavailable, right? And the ex-wife was never really the villain, right? It's like he treated her no different than it is that he treats you, right? But just villainized her, you know what I'm saying, and made himself the victim. And if he's hypothetically telling people that he's cheating with, and that's just me sticking with the cheating scenario, not saying that all your persons of interest are cheaters, but him telling that to, the chicks that he deals with, right? because he's really talking about his mom and projecting it to get what it is that he wants, like manipulating the situation. It's more or less him telling this lie so much he starts to believe it, but also simultaneously that takes guilt off of him. So it's like if he demonizes you, it makes him feel less bad for cheating or for the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, which is that lack of reciprocity. It's like, I'm not investing into this because, she doesn't really love me. She doesn't really care about me. She's not really supportive of me type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So it's externalizing how he is and projecting that onto you for, whatever reason, depending on your situation. And I'm looking at time like, child, this is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So lastly, we have the person's feelings. And again, Pisces, I'm going to tell you guys happy early birthday because it's coming into your season. But I mean, I'd like to think that some Pisces would be happy to hear this, because if you're, in a place where you've made the decision, like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? No gozies, backsies. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? This whole reading confirmation for you to where it's like, okay, like I knew this, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I want to apologize. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, these are supposed to be like Valentine's Day readings. And like, this isn't very like Valentine's Day, like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you are that the Pisces who already came into this making the decision that, this ain't it, put I don't know what emoji to say to put in the chat. I don't know, like put a bunch of like fishes or hearts, or we got to think of a good emoji. Maybe the huggy emoji, the one like this, like maybe put that in the chat and the comments if you're watching this after the live. But anywho, their feelings for you. Oh, that's the erectile dysfunction card. And I never liked swords. We have the Seven of Swords. Thank goodness everyone's body is covered up. We have the Seven of Swords. I'm just going to say it. It has nothing to do with the interpretation in this context, but y'all know every time I see the Seven of Swords, I always say, what you skip will trip you up later. But anyway, in this deck, I look at this as my erectile dysfunction card, but it's more or less with this person, how it is that they're, okay, let me say it like this. It's not really so much like how it is that they feel about you is very much like what I was picking up on in this World card, which is pretty much like, and I feel like this is how they're feeling, but I have to say, Pisces, this is the truth. Like, you deserve better. Let me say that. And on some level or another, they're aware of that. And what's starting to happen with them is like them wearing this mask and, okay. So your person, I mean, as a licensed professional, I don't just willy-nilly, diagnose people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that this person has narcissistic personality disorder, right? Because we all teeter on the spectrum of narcissism, all human beings, right? We all have narcissistic traits. That's just normal. Like having self-esteem is one of the narcissistic traits, right? But your person of interest is a little narky, you know what I'm saying? Because at the basis of narcissism is poor self-esteem. So a person who's a little narky, they don't feel very good about themselves, but they have a tendency to gravitate towards people who are aspirational because they live vicariously through the person that they're with while simultaneously destroying them in the process. So it's more or less, you're on your A game, following your dreams, going to the gym, eating healthy. This person looks at you and is like, wow, they're awesome. I want to be affiliated with that person so I can be cool like them vicariously, right? But it's like, that's what draws them to you, but it also makes them hate you at the same time. So now the entire process becomes like devaluing you, right? So it's degrading you with, the gaslighting and all the things, right? To where you suddenly, that's how you got into this Five of Pentacles energy. You start to become this person that you're not, you know what I'm saying? Because you're being continuously gaslit. and being talked down to, and them throwing your past in your face and all the things, right? So your light slowly starts to dim, and as your light is dimming, their light starts to get brighter and brighter. So it's almost like an energetic exchange, because I am a narcissist specialist in therapy, but on the spiritual side of things, I really do see it as an energetic shift. It's almost the equivalent of like this person, sticking like an energetic cord into your solar plexus. And it's like they're sucking out all of your golden energy. And it's like, filling themselves up with it. So their true essence, you start to reflect their true essence. So, like with them having this Six of Cups in the reverse in their subconscious, it's like they make you into the image of their subconscious, right? And it gets so real that you start thinking that you're this person. You start thinking you have issues and problems that you never even knew that you had. You know what I'm saying? And suddenly they glow up into you. You know what I'm saying? But I say all of this to say that with the Seven of Swords, with your person of interest, because you're taking your power back, so like that dynamic, it's like you realize they were siphoning out your energy and you're siphoning your energy back. You're not pouring into them anymore. So you're starting to, so the dynamic was once like you were here and they were here. They siphoned your energy and they were like this. It's like when you came to, you started siphoning your energy back. So it's like this. So it puts this person back in their true essence, that of which is inadequacy, right? So what your person is feeling for you is like not good enough for you, which was the truth from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like they were playing this whole song and dance with themselves. But what I would tell you, to be honest with you, um, it's like this is temporary, right? Because just like how I say, like the cycle of abuse, it's like at this present moment, this person feels a way, like they feel in their true essence of like, I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And, Pisces ain't got time for me no more. You know what I'm saying? They'll feel that temporarily. But what happens is they end up snapping back, and it's just like, nah. And they'll go back into that subconscious energy. It's like, oh no, because they're like this, and this. And that's typically where that whole cycle starts. What is it that the people on YouTube will always talk about narcissism? Because they got all kinds of nicknames that we do not use in therapy. So I'll be trying to keep up, child. What is it? Is it hoovering? No, the flying monkeys. Yeah, the flying monkeys one. Right. That's it. So that's kind of how this, like the energy that your person is in at present, is that foundational energy that feeds that flying monkey stage. It's like, oh wow, I'm back to like myself. They're not saying this because they're not self-aware. But it's like, oh, I really ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're back to their low self-esteem, but they can't sit there. So now I need to go back into projection energy. And it's like, it's their fault. They're a bad person. It's like, do you know what they did to me? And I had to do this and I took care of them and they didn't appreciate nothing. And they're going around to all of these people saying all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's them trying to, like, the flying monkey thing is the byproduct of like a narky person desperately trying to regain control because they feel out of control. And the only way that they can regain that control is by, going into this Delulu narrative, you know what I'm saying, that makes them feel better about themselves and having other people co-sign it to where it's like us against you type of deal. You know what I'm saying? But all of this is just a desperate attempt for this person to get, back to, their pseudo masquerading self and whatnot or whatever. But anywho, that's been your connection session. But what I will say with this, I feel like I need to like pull an oracle card or something, Pisces, because this is something here. Where's my little, do I want to use my quantum oracle? Sweet mother. Oh yeah, okay. Oh gosh, I have so many tarot cards in front of me, you guys. It's insane. Let me pull this a little closer. Sit these here. I think I'm gonna pull from the quantum oracle for you guys because This is a lot going on. I mean, I will say it's a lot going on depending on where it is that you are in your process. Like I said, for a Pisces person where, coming into this, you already knew this, you know what I'm saying? You were pretty clear with this person. Like, this is it for me. Like, I can't keep doing this. I need to move forward. I feel like this would be beautiful for a person in that state because this is simply just confirmation for you. But for someone who isn't really quite sure or still kind of having hope in it, I apologize because I know this isn't like the best thing. But like I said, I'm just a strange lady on the internet. You know what I'm saying? What do I know? It's like just, do whatever you feel you need to do. I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. Okay, Spirit, please give me a card for my Pisces to wrap up this reading, to give them clarity, insight, and guidance as they move forward in the month of February. One card only. Thank you. I love how that just did like a ninja flip out of the deck. All right. Oh, child, that's interesting. We have letting go in the reverse. There we go. Letting go in the reverse. Let's see what this says here. Okay, that's number 3. All right. What this says is when this card is reversed, it reveals a personal attachment that's so significant it's affecting the quality of your life. Perhaps a dishonoring person or activity is holding you back, or perhaps you're desperate to achieve a certain desire. If so, you must banish the urgency and desperation. That attitude blocks your conscious intentions, projecting a dark vibration instead of joyous receptivity. This card reversed is warning you to surrender attachment and start making mindful choices rather than simply reacting to what happens. Identify your happiness by the joy you choose to bring to your life every day, not by some future event, escapist behavior, or unfulfilling relationship. Let go of those unhealthy attachments and continue to work on your goal without obsessing about it. By choosing patience and peace today, you will manifest real happiness now and attract more in the future. So what I would say about this Pisces, those Pisces who this is confirmation for you, you are Gucci. Like you just like, go ahead on, princess girl. Like I knew that girl. Thank you. Because ain't nobody got time. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not there, I feel this card is for those people where, and like how I was saying initially with this 10 of swords in the reverse, the Pisces person who's in this other group, you are fully aware of what it is that's happening in this situation. But I believe on some level or another, you're having hope beyond hope. Like you have seen everything it is that you can possibly see. And I feel my guides are telling me to say that to you all, of meaning like you're not going to see anything different. Like everything it is that you've seen up to this point, this is the relationship. This is how they are. The energy that they're in. It's like the only way this person can change, both with this this page of pentacles in the reverse, along with this third eye chakra card in the reverse, also in accordance with this 8 of swords. The only way that this person could change is if they tap into their heart space. And when I say heart space, I mean like literally their connection with the divine and their emotional space. So if I were to say this in 2 ways of the 2 things that I stand for the most, spirituality and psychology, so psycho spirituality, this person would have to go to therapy for an extended period. We're not talking about like short-term CBT, 12 sessions type stuff. This person would really need to get into long-term therapy and like process childhood trauma and how it is that that's affected them. In order for them to ever do that, they would have to first recognize the fact that their childhood has affected them. Or if we don't even go that deep, they have to realize that their behavior is just dysfunctional. You feel what I'm saying? So that would have to be number 1. And then you have to go through a whole process of therapy of like doing that. And that's a whole thing, On the other side of this, it's a spiritual context to where this person has to, go through their spiritual awakening process, understand that they're a soul in a body. You know what I'm saying? Um, Build a relationship with God in a very true sense. You know what I'm saying? To tap into the heart space and the context of it being the seat of your soul type of deal. And unless this person does this and it's something that no one outside of them has control over, because this is a tall order to even ask of someone, because for me to be fair, it's like, oh my gosh, my husband, my boyfriend, my partner, my person, they're so perfect, but they cheat on me all the time. Their third eye is crusty. You know what I'm saying? They have no concept of spiritual alignment, and they're entrenched in their childhood trauma and completely emotionally unavailable. But if we could fix that, they would be my perfect person. You know what I'm saying? To be fair, it's like that's a tall order to ask anyone. And I'm saying this literally, like, as a trauma specialist and a narcissist specialist, the amount of work that has to be done vindicating things like this, it is a lot, dude. Like, I'm talking about years of dedicated effort and work. And to say you'd be, you're perfect except for this, and want to coerce someone into making those changes, that's a big ask, because that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say that, oh, the way that this person is right or wrong, but I mean, I say, for me, I'm always fair. You know what I'm saying? It's like, people who, and I'm, again, not saying that your person is a narcissist, but just using this as an example, a person who's narcissistic can go to therapy, you know what I'm saying, and become self-aware about the disorder, but it doesn't go away because it's a personality disorder. Your personality is set in when you're 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a personality disorder is only disordered because, two standard deviations from the mean. So it's not the normal way that most personalities are. It deviates from like our 16 types of personalities. But a narcissist is always going to be a narcissist because that's their personality. Like, that's the structure of it. But they can be self-aware of their narcissism and curve their behavior, but it's not going to change the fact that they're narcissistic. And so the same for every single other personality disorder. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that your person has a personality disorder, but I'm saying that in the context of when we're talking about change. So I feel what the message is here for this other group of Pisces is, you guys are very much in this 10 of swords in the reverse energy, where you know the truth, but you're not letting go because you're having hope beyond hope. And it's almost hoping for like a miracle. And my guides are having me say this way for you to be accountable, to be aware, because you have free will and you could choose to stay in this partnership. So it's not necessarily saying, oh, you need to break up with this person. You don't have to if you don't want to. But the thing is, if you're choosing to stay, you need to choose to stay in a non-delulu state. Like, you need to be aware of the fact that this person is stuck in their ways. Past behavior is the best predictor for future behavior. They are not going to be any different than what you've seen. You have enough data to see everything that this person is. That is what they are. That is how they are. That is how they're choosing to be every day. And if you elect to stay with this person, then this is who you're electing to stay with. And that is okay if that is what you are electing to do. Because if you feel you love this person so much you can't fathom life without them, then that's something that you need to accept, that they are like this, and not stay with them hoping for them to be different. Because if you are, you're deluding yourself in so many words. You know what I'm saying? So it's needing to accept, and I'll make this real simple so I can let you guys go, because child, this is about to be a whole hour. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, the word had to get out, Pisces. But anyway, I'll put it this way. If we were to use the cheating scenario, it's like your person is a habitual cheater, right? They are not going to stop cheating until their penis stops working, right? So they are going to continue to cheat. If you love this person so much to where you cannot fathom your life without them, you know what I'm saying? and you refuse to leave them, then you need to accept that for the foreseeable future, until their penis stops working, they're going to continue to cheat on you. If you are okay with that, then we have no problem. But you need to at least accept that. To be delulu would be you saying that one day they're going to stop cheating. One day, when they see how much it hurts you, when they see how much damage it's causing to the family, then they're going to realize, oh my gosh, and they're going to stop cheating. If you're telling yourself that, you're lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing what it is they want to do. This is who they are. This is how they are. This is who they're choosing to be. So you have to choose whether or not that's something that you want to put up with or not. You feel what I'm saying? And that's more or less the place that you want to move forward from. And again, Pisces, I am sorry. Like I said, this is a Valentine's reading. Well, I mean, it's not like a straight Valentine's reading, but I mean, it's February and then it's Valentine's Day. But I was hoping this would be like a little more lovey-dovey. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking now about the song I was hearing before all of this. In the event that, this is lovey-dovey, is going to be from the Pisces that walk away from this. You're going to walk out of this and walk into something with somebody who is singing that to you with green eyes or into your green eyes. But anywho, that's been your connection session for February. Most certainly let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends. Okay, let's turn this off. I hate that this always happens. I'm sorry, Pisces. Maybe that's the reason why, the stream won't turn off, is because I just want to keep saying sorry. I mean, to the first group of Pisces, I don't have to say sorry to y'all. Y'all just like, girl, like y'all high-fiving me through the screen and stuff like, hey, girl. But to the other group, I'm sorry, y'all. It's hard out here. This is awkward. All right. I'm going to turn it off stream, or we're okay. We're still here. How's your mom and them? What'd you have for lunch today? Put it in the chat. Okay. Are we